it's Rachel with Mr. Nola's Glitter. It's been a couple weeks. Things have been kind of crazy, but today I have some really cool techniques to show you. First of all, today we're going to start with the Rock Candy Geode. I know a lot of people have seen it out and about. It's beautiful. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it, and then I'll show you my technique. This is a technique where you're using, you can either use a cup or you can use a canvas. I'll show you which way. You are going to use the Devil's Glue Mod Podge. You know how much I don't like that. And then you're going to use this is 2 glitters on this cup. This cup is 2 glitters only. So I'm going to show you how to use 2 glitters to create this cool effect. So here's an example of one. This is a 30-ounce skinny from Steel Magnolia, which that is what we're going to be working on today. Y'all know, if y'all watched me at all, you know these are my go-to shapes, sizes. The 30 ounces have my heart. I have done it on every size cup you can imagine. This is on a regular 30 ounce, the old style that there used to be out there. So you can use any size cup that you have. It doesn't have to be the same size. It doesn't even have to be white glitter. I used 2 glitters on this one as well, but I used a black holographic in the back to kind of make it look like a stone a little bit. And so you can see the details and the different colors. I did it on a blue because why not? I thought the blue was kind of cool. Of course, these need another layer, but you kind of get the idea of what it looks like. You do not have to use white at all. This is what it would look like before I have epoxy on it. So this one is done and sealed. So the only limit to these cups is your imagination and your color combinations. You can make them look any way you want, and any way you do them, they will be just as beautiful. Here I've done it on a coffee mug. So you can really, literally do it on any size cup, okay? So any cup that you want, whichever you want to go with, okay? So, then you don't even need to do it on a cup if you don't want to. I teach this class in my Studio 504 here, and I teach it on a canvas or I teach it on a cup. I teach it both ways because sometimes when people come to our classes, they're the only cup maker. Their friends are not cup makers. So this way you can bring your friend, you can make your technique, you can learn the technique on a cup, and your friend can learn it on a canvas. So I've done several of these classes, and each one is fun. You get a different look from each person leaves with a unique piece of art, whether it be on a canvas or a cup, or sometimes they do it both. And it's super fun, and it's a really big wow factor. People love these cups. When they see them in person, you can literally hear them gasp. Okay, so I'm going to run over the things that we're going to use. Again, my 30-ounce skinny, plump, whatever, I can't remember exactly how she calls them, from Steel Magnolia. So we have that. We're going to use, on the background, I'm going to use Louisiana lace. My tag's not on here because I forgot it, but here it is. I tried to rip it off and try to be sneaky, but I didn't. So Louisiana lace, Junior. So this is an ultrafine iridescent white. The geodes will be mixed, made out of my Floofy Geode mix. This is a custom mix that I created for this technique. You do not have to use this glitter if you do not want to. You can make your own mix. All you need is iridescent chunky glitters. Any size, any shapes. The more unique the shapes are, the more unique your geodes will come out. So this is already pre-mixed together. You can get them both at MrNolasGlitter.com. The Devil's Glue. Ew. Devil's Glue, ew. Foam brushes, and I'll be using a collection of inks from. I have some Marabou inks that I'll be using. I'll be using Pinata and Tim Holtz. So I'll show you the reason why I'm going to use so many. When I flip you down, I keep a paper towel with me. So whenever before I sit down to start, I always line up my colors, because when I do my geodes, I personally like to start with a dark color in the center, and then I like to work myself out to a lighter color. that's what I like. You definitely do not have to follow that, but to me, I like the way it looks. So that's how I'm going to teach you how to do it, is this way, okay? And so what I do beforehand is I get my bucket of inks. I think of the colors that I like. My normal go-to for geodes are blue. Blues are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Purples, which they end up looking like amethyst. Green, they always look like emeralds, gorgeous. And I love how the yellow comes out too. So I usually go with yellow. I steer clear away from the pinks and the reds because I can't get them not to look like a flesh wound. So I normally don't use those colors. If you have that finesse, go for it. You use whatever colors that you want to use. This is just the way that I do mine, okay? So I will make sure that I didn't test to make sure you can flip down. But so what we'll start with is our cup, and I have spray painted this flat white. I have sanded it, prepped it before, then spray painted it. It's always good to prep your cups before you start. And I most always start with a white base, especially with this because I'm using a white glitter. These are my cup chucks, my 30-ounce cup chucks that go onto my turner that I got from the Bowen. All right, so with that said, I will point you down a little bit. Let's see. Let it focus. All right, so that's pretty much good. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I forgot some paper, so I can use it as, okay. So the first thing I do is I just take my foam brush and I'm going to coat my cup with just a thin coat of Mod Podge, aka the Devil's Glue. Anyone that knows me knows I despise Mod Podge. So it stinks to me. I'm going to slop this on because it dries relatively fast. So it's going to look like a lot now, but then I'll go back and I will I'll thin it out and make sure I don't have any brush strokes. My normal method that I like to adhere my base coat, my favorite method is the tack it method, which I have not tried this with the tack it method yet. I don't see why you couldn't use the tack it method on this. Of course, don't forget your bottoms. I tell you guys that all the time. Your bottom is so important. But for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to do it the way that I know that I teach in my class. So then I will just brush it all, make sure my cup is nice and covered. Thin coats, thin layer. You don't want it too thick. You just need enough to get your background, your base coat of your white glitter, whichever white glitter that you're using. You can use any white glitter you want. You can use an iridescent. You can use an opaque glitter. You don't have to use a white at all. I just like the white iridescent. It gives it like a really pretty sparkle. So if you guys do not know, I will be teaching this class live and in person at TumblerCon in February in Houston. So maybe I will see some of you guys there and you guys will get to create this with me in person. So I have my piece of paper under here because I'm saving my glitter. I'm going to set this right here for a second and open my jar. Woo! Y'all didn't see that. That was magic. Alright, so this is Louisiana Lace Junior. It's a super beautiful iridescent ultra fine glitter. So I have my Mod Podge on my cup already. So I am just going to cover my cup. I'm trying to do this as less messy as possible. So if you guys know me, you know that's pretty much not possible at all. Your base does not have to be perfect. Most of your cup will be covered with your geode spots, so it's okay if you have some imperfections. You will work those imperfections into a geode spot. Okay, so Just make sure you're fully covered. I don't have a cup stand over here. Let's see, please don't fall. Y'all hear the doorbell. The shop is super busy today, which is a good thing. Saturdays are really normally super busy. So, all right, so there we have it. We have our base coat on our cup. Looks pretty even to me. So I am done with this glitter. I will move that to the side. Shake off my paper. Get some of the glitter off. You do not have to wait for this to dry to move on to your next technique. So, yep, see, I see a little mess up spot right here. So I'm going to make my geode build. I'm going to build my first geode right there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll still use my Mod Podge, and I'm still going to use my foam brush here. The first one I'll do is a blue. So, let me see if I can find my stand. I cannot. Let me put this to the side real quick so I can show you guys something. Maybe. No, that's not going to work. Holy moly, I'm not planned. Alright. So the first one I'm going to do is the blue. So the blues that I'm using are going to be Baja Blue from Pinata, Aqua from Tim Holtz, and from Marabou, it's going to be the Arctic, okay? And so what I do beforehand is I know I'm going to use these colors. Like I said, I like to go from the darkest to the lightest. All right, so I take my 3 colors that I'm going to want, and I test them on a little piece of paper towel so I know which way they're going to go. So basically, this is going to be my center. This one, nope. This is going to be my center. This is going to be the second ring, and this is going to be my third ring. So I just line them up in my little, I line them up 1, 2, and 3, so that way I know. I always keep a piece of paper towel. You can wear gloves. You should wear gloves. That way your fingers don't look like this when you get done, but it is what it is. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to find the spot that you have an imperfection. If you don't have any imperfections, good for you. I always have imperfections. So find a spot that I want. I'm going to dip my sponge into, let me open my glitter first too. So like I said, you don't have to wait for your cup to be dry. Then I'm going to pounce. That's what I call it a pounce. My geode spot out. You can make them any shape that you want. I kind of like to make them pizza shaped or like an iceberg or something. There's probably other shapes, but this is the shape that I like. So I pounce out my outline. So you see it looks like a little, I don't know, like an iceberg, a boulder, something. And I slop on the devil's glue. So I'm pouncing it out. I have my little design here, and I always make sure to include a section of the bottom. It gives it a more realistic, oops, didn't know I was off screen, a more realistic look in my opinion. So I do, so like you can see it starts from here and it kind of like goes at the bottom right there, okay? So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your Floofy Geode Mix or any iridescent chunky. You're going to sprinkle that right on top of your spot. Like I really put it on there, and then I take my hand and I even tap it down to make sure it really gets into, because you put a lot of Mod Podge on there, okay? So I just tap it down, tap it, tap it, tap it. And then don't forget your little bottom wedge that you have here. Try not to get glitter down my shirt. even though it'll end up there. Anyway, and so here is our first little geode spot, okay? So I will put this right here for a split second. Be nice to me, don't fall over. And I'll pick this up, put that all back into my container, try to keep it somewhat clean. Just put it on the floor. It's fine, it's fine. All right, so then this is the fun part. So I'm going to take my darkest color and I am going to just drip. See if you can see that a little bit further down. Like good. And I'm just going to drip my center. So you see when I'm dropping that ink, it's like reacting. It goes all kinds of crazy places. So this is my center of my first color. You cannot control this. You can think you're in control, but the alcohol ink is in control. So I'm going to get a little closer. So when I drop it, you see how it goes where it wants to go? That is perfectly fine because that's what makes it look natural, like a stone. All right. So then I will continue that down here. This is a really weird angle for me to get it. So that is my center. All right. So then I will go back with my lighter color, and I will follow that around. Just drop, drop, drop. Like I said, this technique, you have to really just be okay with whatever it does. There's no mistakes because you can see you're going to freak out. Right now you're going, oh my God, what did you do? It's fine. We're going to fix that. But you have to know that you have no control over this. This alcohol ink does what it wants. It's the boss, okay? And then down here, sorry guys if you can't see this part. It's easier. So see, I have did it with that color too. Now I'm going to go back with my lighter color, which is the aqua, and I'm going to finish it out. So you'll see your ink does go out further than your floofy geode mix, and that is fine because when you finish this, when I show you how to finish it with the gold. Okay, so see, remember we had this like, oh my gosh, I'm going to just follow around that. This is really kinky. And let it do whatever it wants to do. It's going to be fine. When you finish this, you're going to be like, oh, look at that. It doesn't look that bad. See? So it does spread a little bit, but again, I don't sweat it. When you get finished with this, you're going to be like, look at that. I made that. All right? So there's your blue. You can see that. Look how pretty that iridescent takes over when you color it with the alcohol ink. And then when you add your other color in there, your gold to finish it out, super pretty. All right? So let me put my lids back on the blues. And then we'll move on to, we'll do yellow next. Okay? All right. So the yellow I'm going to be using, we'll do that, we'll test this first. I have golden yellow from Pinata. All of these inks are available on Mr. Nola's Glitter or any other retailer that you use. So this is golden yellow. I believe that is my darkest. Nope, sorry, I lied. Red orange is my darkest. And this is from Marabou, red orange. And then Sunbright yellow is my lightest color. So this is going to be the air. This is what I'm doing. 1, 2, and 3. I have them set up here. This is my color swatch. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to find another space that I want to use. You can do as many or as little as these as you want. If you want all blue, you can change the different color blues and swap them out. I like to do one of each. So again, I'm going to pounce out my little pizza slice, my jaggedy pizza slice. I might make this one a little wider to come over here. All right. I'm going to fill in my little pizza slice with some pretty thick Mod Podge. So you need the Mod Podge, in my opinion. That helps carry the inks to give it that really natural look. So that's why I use so much Mod Podge. This is the way, like I said, there's probably, just like any other whoopsie, techniques, there are other ways to do this. This is just the way that I do it. So I thought I'd share it with y'all. And then I just tap it down because I really want that glitter to be in that Mod Podge. Tap, 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 tap. Tap it down. And then a little bit more over here. Make sure it's all nice and full. Okay. So then I'll tap that. My bottom is not dry yet, so this is my next stone, my next little geode spot. I'm gonna pick up the glitter that I have on the table really quick, and then we'll get the yellow one done. Okay. So the first color I'm going to use is my darker color, my red orange, my marabou. And I'm just going to create my center of my stone. Like so. Alright. My second color I'm using is golden yellow from Pinata. And I will follow that around. Kind of make the like so. And then I will finish it off with Sunbright Yellow from Pinata. I love how easy this iridescent chunky glitter takes on whatever ink that you put on top of it. It's super fun. You can use it with a lot of different techniques. You can even dye your own glitter a specific color with alcohol inks if you need to. Alright, and then there is the yellow. The yellow ones, I don't really care for yellow any other time, but on geodes, I love it. I love the look that it gives it. Super easy, super quick. Alright, put my lids on my yellows, and then we'll go to purple. Alright, so the purples I have, we will did blue, did yellow. Alright, so I always know Cool Perry is my very favorite light purple. I know automatically that one's going to be my number 3. I just can't remember which way these go. So the first color, this one is Amethyst from Marabou, which is a really pretty dark. This is Blue Violet from Pinata, which I think is really dark. Yep, so that's my number 1, number 2, and Cool Perry is my number 3. So look how pretty. Cool Perry is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite inks ever. Alright, so we have that. Now we'll figure out, don't worry about if you have the little spots, if you make mistakes or oopsies or big old whatever, you can work around that. So the purple one, I think I might do it at the top here too. So since this goes, it's so far up here, I'm going to try to make this a different shape and make it at a different angle. So I might have some colors that run together because I'm doing them so close. That is okay. I'm going to show you how to finish that off with the gold. So it doesn't matter. It's going to look okay. All right. So I have that for my purple spot, and I will go ahead and put my green little, I'm going to do a green one down here to kind of finish this off, and I'm going to go ahead and put it here now as well. You can clearly do these one at a time if you want to. You can do them in any steps, but I think I'm going to just do, I'm just going to do a little chunk at the bottom, not so much. So this will be pretty much covered. I think these are so pretty that they don't require names. If you need to put a name, you can maybe run it sideways right here diagonally, or I like to convince my customers if they want it to put their name at the bottom. So they still get a name, but they really get really beautiful. They get a really beautiful piece of artwork as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cover both of these spots so we can put that up. Oops, knocked over Cool Perry. Tap, tap, tap. Well, I'm trying not to make a mess. Clearly, if y'all know me, y'all know that I'm messy. Tap, tap. All right, and then the bottom one here. Tap, 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 tap. And my little bottom part right there. Tap, tap, tap. All right. I'm going to put this to the side real quick, pick up this glitter, and then we'll move on to the purple. Stay, don't fall, please don't fall. Yep, you hate me. It's all right. I'm going to put you face down for a minute. Alright, so we are done with the floofy mix. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on that just in case I knock it over. Alright. Okay, so the next ones we already figured out our purple. So we will go ahead and we'll take the blue violet and we'll create our, I'll wipe that off a little bit, our center with the blue violet. Blue violet is one of the new Pinata inks, and it's super dark, but it's super pretty. So I won't do too much of that center. I'm going to try to do more of the Cool Perry on there. Second color I'm using in this one is Amethyst from Marabou. Okay. I love that this purple with this iridescent kind of takes on a green hue. So it's really pretty. Very, very crystally. And then Tim Holtz Cool Perry is what I'll finish with. The light lavender color. And don't worry if it goes outside of your floofy mix. I'm going to show you how you're going to fix that, and you're going to be the only one that notices, because it will just look like part of your design when you get done. So see, this one is probably going to touch, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Whoopsie. And now that one just took over itself. So there's the purple. Let's see. All right, we have a little bit of running in together there. Again, I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm going to show you guys how it's not a big deal and I do not stress. I try to make cups and designing cups the most relaxing time I have. So I try not to stress over a lot of things. All right, so we have blue. We have our yellow. Oh, we have our purple. So we're going to finish it up with the little one. We're going to finish it up with the green. Okay? So I'm going to put this down here for a second. And we're going to test our greens and see which way we're going to do it. Olive green from Marabou is a dark green. I know that is going to be my center. Then I have apple, which is one of my favorite greens ever, and botanical, which is my other favorite green. So I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do number 1, botanical, number 2, olive, and number 3, apple. I think that's what I'll do. Or let me try olive, botanical, apple. Yep. Okay, so it's going to go olive, botanical, apple. All right. Olive green from Marabou. I'm going to find my center. This one's going to be a little small one, so I'm not going to use as much ink because I don't want it to go crazy, and I want it to be really brighter. Then I'm going with botanical from Tim Holtz with my second color. And then finish with my love apple. I'm really not squeezing this ink. I'm just like, with the Marabous, I'm just dabbing it in that glitter, and it's like creating a drop. It's like a drop coming out. You don't really want to squeeze it, because if you squeeze it, you get kind of crazy and it goes everywhere, which is fine. You can fix it, but, and then there's my green spot. Oops, forgot at the bottom down here, I have one little spot. I will touch my green on and finish it. Okay, so I'm going to put my lids on here so don't make messes. Alright, so this is what we have so far. We have our blue, which blue kind of got away from me. It's a little bigger, but I'm okay with that. And we have our purple. We have our beautiful yellow and our green. Okay, so right now you're like, yeah, well that's cool, whatever. So then we're going to finish it. I have finished these several different ways. If you look at this one, I just went around the outside with the ink, which is still beautiful. Or I have finished them where I created all the lines on the inside. So with this big one, I'm going to recreate like this. So I'm going to do the lines all over. So I have my gold, rich gold from Pinata, my favorite gold alcohol ink, hands down. It's metallic, so you have to shake it up very well. All right, and then you open it, and then all you do is, oh, look how dirty. Let me wipe that out a little bit. I clearly put the wrong lid back on here, but that's okay. This one has been loved. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace, I'm going to use this and I'm going to outline my geode. So I'll start with, I'm going to start with the gold. So I am very slowly, very lightly, I'm not squeezing this at all. I'm basically using this like a paint marker, and I'm just following every little weird spot on the outline of this color. So see how your yellow ran out? It's perfectly fine because you are going to make it look like you meant to do that with your gold. And I just follow it out. And I'm lightly dotting, which is creating a line that gives the illusion that that one is outlined. So that is outlined. So we have that one that's outlined, but I'm going to go and outline them all and give that centers just a minute to dry just a little bit more, and then I'm going to go back with the centers as well. So I will take the purple, do the same thing. This is where you can create the different things. I just follow anywhere that ink landed because the ink is the boss here. I'm just going to follow it around like I meant to do that. Okay. You can definitely do this after the fact if you would like. You can wait till this is dry, then you can put a coat of epoxy, and then you can use an oil-based Sharpie to do this, or metallic marker. You can do this. I just find this just as easy. All right, then I'll do the green. So anywhere that ink had a mind of its own and went rogue, I'm just going to highlight it. I'm going to go around it like I was the boss instead of it was the boss. Because that's how it makes it look natural. When it has these natural little shapes and flares out. And then I know y'all can't see the bottom here yet, but I have to have a better angle for this. So see, got that green one outlined. See, it already looks 100% better. And then we'll do, so see where I had these? I'm actually going to outline these too like I meant to do that. And now we'll do the blue. See where it ran together? That's fine. You're just going to add a little bit of this gold, and it looks like meant to be there. All right. All right, and all of this that went out, it's fine. You're covering it, you're outlining it like, hey, look at that. I did that. And 1 second, I'll show you what the bottom looks like. If I hold it at an angle, it'll mess it up. And close it up. So there you go. And now the blue is outlined. So now I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to go in and add a couple other lines in the middle to kind of give that illusion of how the lines go through the geodes. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start with this yellow. So I will just, wherever I think I want the lines, I'm just going in and adding some little detail like so. So there's one, and I might even do a little bit more. I'll do 2 on each. These don't have to be straight. You do not have to actually go around the colors if you don't want to. This is just giving it a little bit more detail. Okay. All right, we'll go over here to the purple. I'll do the same thing with the purple. You can use any color of ink to do your center. I like the gold. I like the contrast because the gold is metallic. So I like the contrast with the gold and the ink. I've used Smolder before, which is a pearl from Tim Holtz, which I like too, but I still find myself coming back to this gold every time because I love the contrast. Okay. All right, and we'll go to the blue next. again, just daubing it to create that line. And don't forget, we're going to finish the bottom. It's cool to watch that ink. You can see it reacting. And then through here, another little line. All right. Let that sit for just a second before I flip it over. We'll do it this way, and we'll go to the green, and then I'll finish the bottom. And the green is little, so this one will be easy. And then one little in the center of that green. All right, and then the bottom of this blue. And I think we are finished, guys. Now this is a little longer than normal, but hopefully you have picked up some good tips, and hopefully you'll, after watching this, you'll feel confident enough to try this. Okay, so we have those little ones. I'm gonna, those little orange dots, I'm actually going to do like that and like that and make it a part of my, so it just looks like this came out a little wider and that came out a little wider. So you can definitely fix anything. This is your art, so you can fix it any way you want. I just covered it up a little bit and made it look like it meant to do that. All right. So there you have it, guys. This is what it looks like. If you get a little bit, another little view of it. So I will let this dry probably 24, 48 hours. I will seal, then I will seal it with triple thick clear spray paint. I will seal it very well because I don't want anything to move when I epoxy it. And then when we epoxy it, it will look like this, super smooth, but it'll have the lines in it, like the decorative lines or the geode lines. So see right there, I messed up right there too, and I just made it come down a little further. There's no messing up, guys. You can, if you have a flub, you just put it in your design, you work it into your design like you meant to put it there. No one knows but you. At the end of the day, whoever you give this to or you sell this to, they're going to love it because it's gorgeous and it comes from your heart, okay? So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel. Come check us out on Facebook. It's Mr. Nola's Glitter LLC. We have all kinds of fun stuff in there. It's a lot of talented people in there. It looks like I'm sideways. Oh, there we go. A lot of talented people in there. If you have any questions, drop them below. I will link all the products that I've used today. You can click on them, easily add them to your cart if you need to, or save them for later, or get what I've used. You can buy them somewhere else. Totally up to you. But I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and stay tuned. I got a couple more coming at you. Talk to y'all later. Bye.